The mining station's alarm klaxons had been silent for 3 days now, but Adnan still felt the phantom echo in his bones. He stood at the observation deck of outpost Kepler 442b, watching the crimson sunset paint the alien landscape in shades of rust and copper. The electromagnetic storms that had been plaguing their sector had finally subsided, leaving behind an eerie calm that made even the veteran miners nervous. "Contact on approach vector 7. Kinza's voice crackled through the comm system from the control tower. As the station's communications officer, she had the best eye for reading sensor data this side of the Orion arm. "It's small, really small, and it's broadcasting on multiple frequencies." Adnan frowned, adjusting his tool belt as he made his way to the landing bay. In the 5 years since humanity had established mining operations in this system, they'd encountered exactly 0 intelligent life. The planet was supposed to be barren, rich in rare earth elements but devoid of anything more complex than crystalline formations. The landing bay's massive doors groaned open, revealing the alien craft as it settled onto the metal deck with surprising grace. It was no larger than a shuttle, its hull shimmering with an opalescent quality that seemed to bend light around its edges. Adnan had seen plenty of ships in his time as a mining engineer, but nothing quite like this. "Adnan, you seeing this?" Kinza's voice was tight with tension. "The craft's power signature is unlike anything in our databases, and there's definitely a life form aboard." Before Adnan could respond, a section of the craft's hull simply dissolved. Not opened, dissolved, like ice melting in reverse. From the opening emerged a figure that made Adnan's breath catch in his throat. She was humanoid but clearly not human, standing perhaps 4 feet tall, with pale blue skin that seemed to glow faintly in the bay's harsh lighting. Her large dark eyes were filled with what could only be described as tears, though they sparkled like liquid starlight. Most striking of all, she appeared to be barely more than a child. "Please, human, help!" the alien girl cried, her voice carrying a musical quality that the universal translators struggled to render in standard English. "My mom fell into your trap." Adnan raised his hands slowly, the way he might approach a frightened animal. "Easy there, little one." "I'm Adnan. What's your name?" "I am Zix of the Luminal Collective," she said, wiping at her luminous tears. "My mother, Elder Quinn, she was investigating the electromagnetic disturbances in this system. Your trap had caught her ship." "Trap?" Adnan looked confused. "Kid, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have any traps." Through the comm system, Kinza's voice cut in. "Adnan, I'm picking up a massive gravitational anomaly about 50 clicks from our position. It wasn't there before the storms." Zix's eyes widened with hope. "Yes, the gravity well that appeared when your people began their deep excavations. It pulled my mother's ship down into the planet's core layers. She's trapped in a dimensional fold and her life support systems are failing." Adnan felt a chill run down his spine. The deep core mining operations had been his project, designed to extract the planet's rare quantum crystals. But the idea that their mining had created some kind of gravitational trap. "Kinza, pull up the deep mining logs," he called out. "Cross-reference with the gravitational anomaly readings." While Kinza worked her magic with the computers, Adnan knelt down to Zix's eye level. "Why did you come to us for help? Your people must have technology far more advanced than ours." Zix's expression grew solemn. "The dimensional fold can only be accessed from this reality layer. Our phase shift technology cannot penetrate it. But human technology—" She paused, studying Adnan with those impossibly large eyes. "Human technology is different. Crude, but direct. You build things that exist in all dimensional layers simultaneously." "Got it." Kinza's excited voice echoed through the bay. "The quantum crystal extraction process created a resonance cascade in the planet's magnetic field. It's formed a localized space-time distortion. And Adnan, there's definitely a ship trapped in there. Life signs are weak but present." Adnan stood up, his mind already racing through possibilities. "Zix, I need to know exactly what kind of containment your mother's ship has. And I need to understand the dimensional physics of this fold." For the next 4 hours, Adnan worked with an intensity that surprised even himself. Zix proved to be remarkably knowledgeable about both her people's technology and the theoretical physics behind the dimensional trap. Together, they devised a plan that was equal parts brilliant and insane. "You want to use our mining charges to create a controlled implosion?" Kinza asked over the comm, her voice incredulous. "Adnan, That could destabilize the entire planetary crust. Or it could create a brief window where the dimensional fold becomes accessible, Adnan countered, calibrating the mining drone's payload systems. Zik says her people's ships are designed to withstand incredible stresses. If we time it right, we can pop that fold like a soap bubble. Zix nodded eagerly. The Luminal Collective has studied human engineering for decades through long-range observation. Your species builds things that simply refuse to break, even when logic says they should. It's why I came to you. The rescue operation took another 6 hours. Adnan piloted the mining platform deeper into the planet's crust than any human had ever gone, with Zix acting as his guide through the twisted space-time around the dimensional fold. The heat was unbearable. The pressure readings made no sense, and twice they nearly lost the platform to gravitational shears that existed in dimensions human science barely acknowledged. But humans, Adnan reflected as he triggered the controlled detonation sequence, were very good at refusing to give up. The explosion lit up the planet's interior like a newborn star. For a terrifying moment, the gravitational readings spiked so high that Adnan thought they'd made a fatal mistake. Then, like a soap bubble popping, the dimensional fold collapsed in on itself and spat out a sleek alien vessel that looked like it had been crafted from liquid mercury and starlight. "Mom!" Zix's joyful cry needed no translation. Later, as the alien ship docked with their station and Zix reunited with her mother, a tall, elegant being whose gratitude seemed to radiate from her very skin, Adnan found himself on the observation deck once again. The Luminal Collective wishes to establish formal relations with humanity, Elder Quinn had told him through the translator. "We have watched your species for some time. Your technology may be primitive, but your determination, your refusal to accept impossible situations, it is a rare gift in the galaxy." Kinza joined him at the viewport, watching the alien ship prepare to depart. "Think we'll see them again?" Adnan smiled, thinking of the little girl who had crossed the stars to ask humans for help, and the mother who owed her life to human stubbornness and mining explosives. "Something tells me this is just the beginning." As if responding to his words, Zix's face appeared on one of the ship's external displays, waving enthusiastically. The universal translator picked up her final message. "Thank you, humans. You really are as impossible as we hoped." The ship disappeared into the starfield, leaving behind only the memory of tears that sparkled like starlight, and the knowledge that sometimes the most primitive solution was exactly what the universe needed.